Okay, I think we actually got it. Good evening, everybody who happens to pop in here later watching this after it's all said and done. Let me do the usual stuff and make sure that things are running. I'm on YouTube, so it's got to give me all the notifications all at once. And I thought I'd already taken care of this, but no. Any day now. I think it's done. It might be. That would be wonderful. Oops. Load up Notepad because I need something. Okay. Now the purpose of what I am doing with this one is I am trying to help out a fellow named Booleanator. He goes by Booleanator on Google Plus and YouTube, and he helps host several shows and stuff. And unfortunately, he's been in the same position I'm in right now, but his is quite a bit more serious at this point, as far as not being able to make his funds to try and keep a roof over his head. And so I'm trying to raise awareness for his GoFundMe and just have some fun while we're at it. Let me make sure I got sound. Have some fun while we're at it. Yes, we have sound. Okay, we'll finish editing this. Did I just seriously do what I thought I did? Oh, well, I should be able to find it. I hope. Now YouTube is putzing. I had this saved on the other computer. And of course, I don't now. Really? God, some days, I swear, I am such an airhead. Oh, got that. Let's see if I can pop over to GoFundMe real quick. See if I can find where I had last saved one. Crud, where do I find it? There he is. Okay, let's see if I can look him up that way. All right. Do I have a search? Yes, I do. Paste. The hassles of this thing, I swear. There he is. Okay, so I can go and add that to the description. And it is David's Homeless Prevention Fund. So I'm going to put that at the top. Because I can't have this without having that in there. And I'm sorry, but the thought of anybody going homeless, I've been there, done that. No, just no, it's not right. And I'd like to be able to see him meet his goal. So, there we go. Save. Now, go and advertise. Just not that page. Here we go. Try again. Still paused. All right. Still have sound. Okay, so now over to sharing. Share on Google Plus. Learn to type. Harder to type on this stupid keyboard. Wrong. Wrong again. Good job, Feather. I swear. This is the part I hate because I really have no neat way of doing this. Okay. And now over to Facebook. Post, Twitter, and I don't see anything else I'm actually on. Okay, that works. So let's get some tunes going, and then we're going to figure out where I am going from there. Because I have some ideas of what I want to paint today, but not overly sure yet. So I have various items to look at. I do have a request to do a Buddha painting. I may work on that, but I have a couple rocks here too, so I'm not super sure. But earlier I had, make sure this isn't too loud. Earlier I had somebody go and turn around and why isn't this playing? I hate iTunes. I really, really hate iTunes. No, we want you to download. There. No, I'm not downloading. Not right now. Don't feel like it. Okay. Anyway, somebody commented on another video about me being a hoarder. Which there was piles of crap on this bed because I had to wrap a bunch of Christmas presents, which, you know, around the bear here and stuff. I've already delivered a bunch of them. There's still wrapping and stuff in the corner there. That's got to get moved out tonight when I finish wrapping the rest of the stuff. And I gain my room back a little bit. This bed is going to be leaving and going to a room downstairs for guests after the guests have used it up here because the basement's a little cold. I'm not going to force my kids and stuff to have to sleep downstairs this weekend. They're coming this weekend. They're going to help me move that, move a bookcase up here. Then I'm getting a table here, another shelving display on the table to put my ponies and small drying projects on. I have a handmade wooden rack that somebody custom made that has metal drawers and stuff. I'm not bringing the drawers in. I just want the rack for now. And so that'll be going over there as well. And things are changing up on this side. That's going to give me more space to rotate and work and do things like, I'm thinking over there might be my leather working station because it's a plastic table. If I spill dye, it's no big whoop-de-doo, you know, and it's wider than this desk, so if something spills, it's less likely to hit the wood floor. And then my exerciser folds up and, you know, can be moved anywhere. So things are going to be moving around and just changing things up. Right now I have things stuffed in drawers that shouldn't be stuffed in drawers. And the reason why I have things like the ponies in here, and I've got Elo and Wild dolls up there, and I've got some of my dragons and stuff. I have skulls hanging on the walls and stuff. It's things that inspire me and just get me in the mood to do stuff. I like to have color around me and things like that. It's just, it sets me in a creative space, and a lot of people don't understand that. And we've been giving away a lot of stuff to the local food shelf, household and clothing that we don't use anymore. Somebody gave me a bunch of scrubs. I was able to sort through what ones I want to use, and then you know, there's a bunch of new ones that are just way too big for me, so it's all getting donated. I've tried to sell it, nobody's biting, so, you know, it's just sitting here. I don't want to keep it sitting here at that point. Things like my old Western Horseman magazines, I'm going to be selling one issue at a time because they're pretty pristine. And I have some other things, collectible games, old computer games that I saved that I have the floppies, I have everything in them. Those I'm going to be putting up for sale as collectibles, Forgotten Realms and some other stuff. But most of it is going. We have old furniture we're not using anymore, stuff like that. Well, hello, Danny. Welcome aboard. So, yeah, there's things that are changing, and we're getting things neater because eventually we do want to go and move into maybe an RV and hit these Renaissance festivals and things like that with our goods. So, kind of hard to do that if you have a ton of stuff. So, yeah, my brush holder. Wonderful. I recycle things. But anyway, and now that it looks like I'm getting finally rolling, this is a live stream for David Fulton. And just trying to get some awareness and attention to his GoFundMe page. And, you know, to get him some help so he doesn't end up homeless. I said earlier, I've been there, done that, don't want to do it again. I don't like seeing anybody else be in that situation either. So, that's why I kind of decided to do this. And he helped me out, too, when things were getting rough for me after the surgery. So, it's kind of like, you know, it returned the favor. So I'm contemplating, and I've never done this before. I have this really, really lovely sandstone rock from Lake Superior. Actually got this in a place called Agate Bay in Michigan. And it's on Lake Superior, and it's great. It's just this little RV park. Fantastic for getting rocks like this and agates and driftwood, and it's just It's so much fun. But I'm trying to figure out how exactly, oh, that's an idea. I want to utilize the color of this rock. So I think I painted sea turtles, but not, I'm just trying to do something fun and decorative. Yeah, the RV plan, I think that'll be just so much fun. Drinking tonight ice and Fresca, and got the it's backwards, but World of Warcraft cup from the movie. So, yeah, I enjoyed that movie. It was fun. Other things I got here, a couple shells to work on. 4-inch canvas for the Buddha painting. And I think I'm gonna do the turtle first. So let's get a little bit of the browns here. I'm also on my cell phone recording this. I don't have a camera that this computer's willing to utilize. This is not the greatest laptop, and it's really getting pissy at me. So I still have to do these art live streams on my phone. So if a phone call comes through, it's going to freeze me up. I apologize in advance. It really annoys the daylights out of me, to say the least. But until I can afford to get a computer, which is no time soon, I'm going to have to just deal. And then my plan will be to move my current gaming system in here, which can handle the camera and the microphone, and then get a new gaming system out there. But I don't see the reality of that coming very soon. So let's see, I want to do some yellow or some white. I'm trying not to get too many colors out. I can tell my Liquitex soft body acrylics are getting a little on the old side. I'm having trouble getting that one out of the bottle. But I've gotten to the point where I can't really afford to buy new paints. I just get what I get at the thrift store, and that works out pretty good, actually. I've gotten some very good deals at the thrift store. Let's see, has that one been opened? Let's go with this one. I'm going to start out with some browns and stuff first. Give myself an idea of where I want the edge of this shoreline to be. I got all the glass bottle work done. All of those were delivered. And the ones that are wrapped up for stuff for people that are ready to go are all ready. So most of Christmas stuff is done. It's just this Buddha painting is going to be left for my orders, and then I'm going to start doing one-of-a-kind work. This pony is going to be done as Princess Luna, so she's pretty beat up. The wing is going to need repair, or I might turn around and just resculpt the wings. I don't know. But since she has this tremendous mane, all of this is going to be filled in with epoxy sculpt. And once that's dried and carved a little bit, then I'm going to be painting the whole thing. And just something fun to do. And then she'll be sitting on this, and I'm going to try to dot paint this whole thing with, you know, kind of almost Celtic moon type designs and stuff. Glue her to the base, and maybe sell her if I'm lucky. And just little personal projects, and then trying to get ready for, you know, next year's craft shows. Brush, there we go. Let's not use a good brush for this part. Yeah, I keep looking at this rock, and it's like, yeah, that needs to be a sea turtle. How cute would that be? I'm such a girl sometimes. get a better idea. Yeah. There we go. So I probably could use a little blue here too. Today I'm going to use one of my favorite things is this it's from Target. It's Handmade Modern is the brand, and it's their satin acrylic paint. I love this stuff. It has a very beautiful texture to it, and there's all sorts of really interesting colors. This one is on the cap, sky, just satin sky, and I absolutely love it. So we're gonna take that first and just do a little bit base. I kind of think I'm gonna have the turtle on this part because this is flatter right here and this is a little raised. So it'll be like he's coming off of the beach a little bit. It's a little bit more decorative painting today. Just for fun. Oh, you know what would help? That my phone stays up. There we go. Oh my word. Forget what I was doing there for a minute. Okay. Colors are not great. I'm looking at darkness outside. I'm also on my Christmas list as an aught light to be able to set in here as well. So I have an aught light on this side, the one behind, and this desk lamp over here. And yeah. Just doing a base coat at the moment. Get on the camera, Christine. Yeah, Dave's a pretty nice guy and just seemed like the right thing to be able to, you know, try and help him out a little bit. And there's some of us that are kind of leftovers from the great debate community with Steve McRae and several others, and just we got it in our heads, and it was in part because of me in the first place, to just start helping people out when we see somebody in need. And so that's going to be where this one is stemming from. Could probably use a tiny bit of green too, I think. I just use all sorts of weird colors here. I don't like where this phone is sitting. How can I fix this? Oh, bugger me. Tonight the camera is just hating me. I have an Air Supply t-shirt on. Met with my friend today that we've gone to Air Supply concerts together quite a bit. And they're fun. Lots of fun. But when I bought this shirt, it didn't fit. It was too small. So it fits now, and it's actually loose. So while I have a long ways to go in losing weight, the fact that I'm in size 18 clothing and stuff is just such a tremendous thing to me right now. Hadn't been there for a very long time. Come on out of there. You bugger, come on out of there. There. The tray is just a plastic tray from tracheostomy care kits. And, you know, sometimes depending on if it's required to use peroxides or you know, things like that, or if some of them have a tube inside the outer tube, well, all of them do, and you just replace, on some of them they replace a tube, other people you clean it and you reuse it. So these kits are for the ones that are reused. And a lot of times they'll have extra trays in there that most nurses don't use. So the place I was working at, I asked if anybody was tossing them to just save them for me. So I have a whole bunch of them. And I use them till they're so layered with paint that I can't see what I'm doing anymore. I use them for paint palettes, and they're just really handy. And then they go in recycling, and I just really like them. So I'm going to start working on the edge of the sand here, I think. And then I'll do a little bit of foam. I'm trying to make the paint a little thicker too, just to give it that dimensional quality. Okay, so a little bit of the shoreline there. Boy, that thing's glaring. Ugh. There. That was too much. So, some of these techniques I use too are from, with so much that I've done with face painting and stuff. Just learn to do tricks to trick the eye into thinking that it's seeing things that aren't actually there. Okay. A little bit of yellow in here. I've just been wanting to do this one for quite a while, actually. But, when you're making a ton of stuff for Christmas, Christmas gets in the way. And we're going to go a little bit further up this way, too, I think. One of my inspirations for this sort of thing lately has been Fiona Robertson. I first ran into her being a microbiologist. I did not know that she was an artist as well, and the fact that she's a horse person too and stuff, it was just like, I can't wait till the day that I can get to go to a gathering or something and get to meet her face to face and some other people. It just that I really enjoy their company, and she's one of them. That's not the water container. I really, she paints fantastic landscapes. Hi Mandy, love you, sweetie. Hey, are you gonna be able to make it this weekend as far as you know, or any word yet? Boy, this acrylic paint's gotten thick. I think that jar is just about done. Crap. Anytime. Seriously, anytime is good. It's gonna take me about 3 hours to make the shepherd's pie, because it's a long process. Yeah, just any time, because actually I think Michael and Laura get up kind of later on the weekends when they're not having to do stuff, So like maybe like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm not doing a lot of painting on this rock, on the sand part, because I want the color of the rock itself to show through. So I'm just doing light, especially around the water's edge. I saw the color of this rock and I'm like, I just can't go and paint black over this whole thing and to work on it. It's so beautiful in itself. You know, if she feels up to it, that works. But I think, for one thing, Laura wanted to see you, so I don't know if we're looking at just a house full of kids. But if your mom wants to come, I don't see a problem with it. Because we're gonna be having, you know, Michael and Laura will be staying overnight, and I don't know if Morgan is coming yet. But I know you guys aren't staying overnight, so having everybody here for dinner, I don't mind that at all, because your mom's done the same thing for me, so. I think that'll work just fine. I'm gonna get ready to just place spots to have little rocks on here. I just want to get the background in before I get the turtle itself done. Oh, one more thing I gotta do. All right, later, sweetie. Have a good night. All right, paste the GoFundMe. All right. And I have no way of really doing this where it's not going to be flat. I'd like to be able to have you guys see, but I need to see too. It's a piece of sandstone from Lake Superior. I got this at Agate Beach in Michigan. And the worn out sandstone and all the worn pieces of driftwood. I have little pieces of driftwood about, you know, that big that I want to make little ferry swings and stuff out of. And tiny, tiny ferry doors. Because I have some rocks that I'd love to be able to attach the ferry doors directly to and make them look like tiny little houses. And I'm trying to maintain the color of the sandstone too. So I'm not doing a full painting over, you know, I'm not covering the whole rock. And I'm almost done with all my Christmas stuff, Weaving Illustrator. I'm so happy. I have a few more things to wrap tonight. And then I'm back to working on a blanket for a little girl that I take care of running horses. And that's the only one I have. And she got another thing for Christmas. So if the blanket isn't done right at Christmas, then I'm not gonna, you know, I'm not in a rush to do it. And it wasn't a commission, it's just a present from me, so, yeah, whatever. So I decided that's a thing. I got some sewing left on it. But tonight I have to do some transcription work, a little extra cash. And tomorrow I move all the Christmas stuff out of this room so my kids will have room to set up the air mattress. Because I'm going to have a house full of people. So what I am going to do is a sea turtle on this, heading towards the water. And I'm just working on the layers to, you know, at least give a good background for the turtle to be on. Oh, I love this song so much. So pretty. And by the way, Waving Illustrator, thank you so much for the music recommendation. I found some of the pieces you have. This one here is my bluegrass list. And then for my gaming, I have the more Celtic stuff going on. So I have two separate lists, and I'm just so thrilled. I really appreciate your suggestion. It just made a humongous difference for me. And it seems to be running on iTunes just fine. I can't get OBS to run neatly on this thing, and of course it doesn't like the camera, so I'm on my cell phone, so just doing what needs to be done, you know. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, I was so angry when I got that one copyright strike. It's like, are you kidding me? And then it was from a site that their music was just a compilation on top of it. So by the time all the copyright strikes came down the pipe, it was unbelievable how many of them I had on the one video of my Kyren. I was just about ready to tell YouTube to shove it. I was so mad. And I put the video on private, and then when I got over my temper tantrum, I brought the video back up again. But, oh man, I was furious. So, that video will never be monetized because I'm just being a twit about it. So, even though they can get their monetization off of it, there's not going to be any monetization on it. So, darn, stinks to be them and to go after small channels that can't fight back, you know. I'm like, I'm going to retaliate. And I know it's exactly the one video. I know which one it is. And so I'm just never going to monetize the bugger. Doing a little shell right here. And let's do this. Yeah, I still have both cats on the bed in here tonight. They're going to be sad when that bed's gone. Especially Oscar, he likes to be everywhere that I am. So I'm gonna have to set up like a kitty bed in here, or a small cat condo or something for them. going to do a little bit of shading on that shell. Oh, that's an ad. Okay. And let's blend that out. There we go. I love beaches, I love rock hounding. Just enjoy that stuff so much. It's a little hard to see, but there's our little beach so far. I think I'm gonna do like another shell over here maybe, and the turtle's gonna be right here on this tiny little mound that I've got naturally in the rock. Oh yeah, I don't even remember what I had used on that video. I was going through copyright free music, and somehow I ended up playing one that wasn't actually copyright free, because it showed up on the list, and that's what got me in trouble. Alright, so let's do one more shell. I gotta remember my shadow source seems to be coming from that way. So I know I said I was gonna put it over there. I didn't. Put that pink in there. A little bit of the brown. So tempted to give this to that girl's mom and dad because they love turtle shells. The one that I'm making the blanket for. They love sea turtles. It's like, it's so hard not to, but sea turtles are so much fun. And I love the water. Oh my God, the first time ever I saw the ocean was on my honeymoon. Never ever been. And it was like one of the best things ever in my life. And it was a beautiful warm day in Cape Charles. And we were at this bed and breakfast that you had to go through these small woods to get to it. And then they were right on the bay shoreline, except it was 12 feet down, so you had to go and climb down this ladder to get to the shore. And I still have the dried horseshoe crabs downstairs that we picked up from there. And one of these days I'm going to be painting on one of those as well. And it was just the neatest thing. I was out in the water all day. It was warm. It was so incredible. And I mean, I still think of Lake Superior as an inland sea. I mean, it's so huge. That's basically what it is. But to actually be in the ocean itself was phenomenal. Well, I'm just gonna have to deal with a not so crappy brush. I haven't had a fan brush in years, so I never use it. I just do this. But someday I'd love to go back to Cape Charles. They have a restaurant there called the Oyster Farm, and of course everything comes right, you know, right from the bay. And oh my gosh, fantastic food. And when we were there, it was you know, it was evening, and we hadn't realized that we came at change of shift for the wait staff. So what happened is somehow we got forgotten. So we were sitting there for like 45 minutes and didn't have any food. We had ice water and that was it. And they came up and apologized to us so profusely and then brought us a whole bunch of food. We were trying everything. And hubby was never a seafood person before that. Now I have to learn how to make Maryland recipe crab cakes when I can afford it. And he is very, very fussy now about some of the stuff. I've made some fish dishes that he likes, and we've gone out to eat. He likes like she crab soup and stuff like that, which, you know, he'd never tried seafood before this. But the stuff was so good and so amazing. And the bed and breakfast, you know, the guy had a couple cats, and one of them was this gigantic Siamese named Luigi. And I have photos on my Google Plus of me holding Luigi. And he wouldn't let us have the cats in the bedroom at night because some of his guests that show up, you know, they're allergic to cats. Okay, I understand that. But boy, Luigi tried. He's 3 o'clock in the morning. He's outside meowing at the door. It's like, I wanted to let him in so bad and just cuddle on the bed with him. And this cat was gigantic. I don't think he was purebred Siamese because he was the biggest Siamese cat I'd ever seen. He was almost as big as a Maine Coon and short hair. Just Luigi the Giant, basically. But he was just so affectionate, and the experience, such nice people, and oh my gosh. I'll never forget that. So even though this, you know, that trip put us in a good amount of debt because we took a loan out for our honeymoon. We took out a big one. It was worth it. The experience of a lifetime. It was just absolutely worth it. I wouldn't change it. Probably weigh a little less if I could, but, you know, I would not change the fact that we went and all the things that we saw. We accidentally ended up at the 9/11 memorial, and so we decided to go. You know, why not? And that was an incredible experience too. I'm sorry the light is so terrible in here, you guys. Nothing I can do about it. I need to have a lot more light put into this art room to help me out with my projects. And I'm thinking I might move the computer over here, because over to where I'm working now, and then work in that corner where the lamp is behind it, because that might give me a bit more light too. I had just thought of that. That might be my saving grace. Oh, this is coming out so awesome just for the water already. So this is what we've got. I'm really loving this. This is awesome. I'm having fun with this one. Oh, hi Gina, welcome aboard. I'm glad you liked it, and thank you for coming to watch this one. This is my release from, you know, bad day at nursing, is either gaming or painting. So I have stuff on this channel for gaming too. It's just me. Mostly Minecraft, where I'm building things because, well, you know, it's creative. And I am going to try to do another ALR video, I think, addressing some of the good comments, you know, just do some clarifications maybe on certain disorders or things like that. I think that's a good direction for me to go when, you know, when I'm not doing this kind of stuff. This is my personal channel. I mean, it you know, it's not a specific theme to it or anything, but considering how many years I've been a nurse and stuff, it'd be kind of really nice to share some of my, you know, the things that I've researched or things that I've experienced and things that I've found, especially regarding, you know, certain diseases that you can't, that are hard to deal with. And I hate to say my own weight loss journey, because I've tried that, and then I had, you know, years of failures again, and then I had my own surgery in October, and that seemed to really help me. Had a hysterectomy and had everything, you know, related to that taken out, and other things put back into place. So no, not weight loss surgery, but it's like, because I was in so much pain, it's like now I've bounced back, and I eventually maybe want to run some marathons and stuff I'm thinking about. So, you know, it's life-changing. And I don't think I'm going to do anything regarding that, but I think just addressing health issues would be really good. When Amber said that her job being a YouTuber was more stressful than a surgeon or a police officer, I just about lost it. And my husband's sitting there listening to this too, and he's like, wait, what? You know, it was like, there's just no way she said this. But she did. You know, and parts of me, I feel sorry for the girl, because she's not realizing what situation she's really putting herself into, and that she has put herself into. That wake-up call's got to come out somehow, and I just don't know. And somebody else wants me to address Eugenia, and I probably will. But again, until that girl admits that she has something going on, all we can do is really, in all actuality, is speculate that she's anorexic. While there's a lot of evidence towards it, you know, it still is speculation at that point, unless she actually states it. But, you know, maybe I might be able to reach a girl in that situation that is anorexic or something. So I don't know. I have to watch some of her stuff and some of the pro Anna stuff, which is going to just make me sick. I know that. And see how I want to approach that. I do believe Amber has an eating disorder. I don't think it is what she says it is. I think her eating disorder is psychological with her, and it is that she's addicted to eating. And that is hard to deal with, too. Well, thank you, Gina. Alrighty. So there, now I gotta be careful touching this now, because some of the dots are not dry. But there, so far, is our little I love it. Oh my God. I reach these points sometimes where I see my own artwork and it's like, holy crap, I really, really, really love this. And that's where I'm getting with this. Oh, that's cute. That's really cool. Now I gotta see what I'm gonna do here. Like I said, I've painted turtles before, so I'm, you know I can do them, but it's like, oh, I've done this painting so nice to this point. I don't want to ruin it, you know? Oh, dear. Yeah. Yeah. I love how some sea turtles are just kind of like old man looking, you know, where they show pictures of them from face on and it's like, yeah, what's your issue, you know? And they're just so cute. But this one I want to kind of one or a baby heading to the water. I'm looking at images now, so it's at least helps me formulate a plan. I don't trace, I don't copy directly. I'll look at like 20 or 30 pictures at once and then paint what I see that formulates from all those pictures. And then I use the pictures as just basically a visual reference to make sure that I get the details right. Now, do I want to do a baby sea turtle or do I want to do an adult? Let's see. Images. Huh. And those are all to the side. That. Okay, I think I might have it. I'm starting to paint rock animals. Most of the time when I do rocks, I do dragons. So I'll have the whole dragon, most of the time sleeping ones. So the whole dragon's curled up and becomes the rock. But this one was from Lake Superior and it's sandstone and it was such a beautiful color to begin with. And, you know, it's got the concave side, which is going to be fun signing my name in that. But it just had this beautiful slope to it. And I thought, man, I really, really would love to just do a sea turtle on this thing. Oh, neat. An Eastern painted male. They're pretty. They're very, very pretty. Let's see. So they kind of look like there's a real picture. All right. So let's give him a little base coat here, I think. What I love is having acrylics on these rocks like this, that they just dry so nicely and so quickly. He's not exactly heading to the water yet, I don't think. He's trying to make his way there. We're going to make up a story about this little guy. Oh my gosh, that sounded like Bob Ross. Oh, Lord. I have my happy little turtle. Let's lay his base coat down. Give me the idea for his shape. Oh my goodness. I used to just sit and watch Bob Ross and yell because he'd put this happy little tree in this spot that covered up this beautiful painting behind it. And it'd be like, no, Bob, don't put the tree there, no. It was just so much fun. My mom and I would sit there and watch him. But it surprises me, though, because I didn't think he was going to be that big of an influence because his painting style is so different. You know, my biggest influence was my middle school to high school art teacher that I had for 8 years. And she's my second mom. And it just, she is my huge influence in my life. But Bob Ross is too. Yeah, the paint, I just use what I find at thrift stores because it's like what I can afford. But this stuff is pretty cheap. It's apple barrel, and you can find it at Michael's and at Walmart. And really nice for the price that it is. And then I also use Liquitex soft body acrylics, which those I buy new because nobody gives those up. And then the other thing I also found that I really, really like is from Target. And this is the Handmade Modern. And this one is the Satin Sky. And their paints, they're a little thicker than the apple barrel. And they're like 50 cents more expensive. So still very reasonable. And great paint. I love it. And I even use this stuff on canvases. I know they say you're supposed to have good paints on canvases, but it's like, well, this is what I can afford, guys. You know? And sometimes I go to the thrift store, I find some incredible packages of just bottles of paint that I like, you know, it's like, oh, hey, I found a deal. Yay. I love it. I'm very happy when I can find deals. What surprises me is I've even found wool that I needle felt with at thrift stores. People, I suppose, try needle felting and then kind of give up on it and bring the stuff to the thrift store, and I'm like, yay! And that's actually how I got started needle felting too. I had found a bunch of the wool, and I'm like, well, I'm going to order the needles on eBay at the time. And that got me going. And I've just been going ever since. And I've even made some sea turtles for kids and stuff out of wool. And I always put little hearts on their tummy. That's what I should do. I should have a little heart on the underside of this rock. How cute would that be? I'm still laying more color in at this point. Because the little guy I'm looking at is all black, which I don't want to do. Let's see if I can get this in here right. I'm really enjoying this one. I'm just having so much fun with this little guy. Just gonna make sure I make him as cute as possible. Here we go, a little better. I'm going to be going with black on this too, so, because I do need to be able to make some differentiation between him and the sand, just so that it shows up a little better. Let's see. What else do I want to use here? Go a little, sorry, I stuck the brush in my mouth. A little darker green, maybe. There we go. One lovely drop. Not too much, because I don't want to have him look like the wrong type of turtle or cartoony, if I can help it. You okay, sweetie? Hubby's MS pain has been pretty bad tonight again. We have to wait for the MRI till next week, so he gets a monthly MRI because of the MS study that he's part of. Trying not to outline this little guy or anything. See how well I can do with getting him a little bit of realism in here. Okay. Okay, thank you, Gina. Hi, Blue. Have a good night, Gina. How are you doing, Blue? My favorite banjo player. I had a mood for sea turtles tonight. Okay, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to work a little on shading around him, and then I can blend the shading in. I think that's going to be my best bet here. I just want him to be super duper cute and little. A little itty bitty turtle. Shading for that. Sorry, I just got suddenly quiet. I was like, concentration! It's concentration. Okay, a little blending right there. Trying to get a few more rock-looking spots in here. And little drag trails. Sometimes the painting, you gotta have the right details in. A bit lighter. There we go. And then let's do a little bit more detail on him. Oh, well, have a good night, Weaving Illustrator. I'm trying to figure out what color I'm doing here. Not doing consistent lines here either, because I just want it to look a little more blended. I think he's just a little itty bitty turtle, maybe waiting for future love in his life. They're doing a Bob Ross type theme here tonight. Make up stories about our painting. And so anybody watching this later on, the colors I picked, I just had two types of brown, a black, yellow, a real pale pink, a darker blue, white, and some green. And that's what I've done this whole thing with, on a piece of sandstone from Lake Superior. And his light source actually is coming from this way. So I'm going to try to highlight him a little bit more on this side. Oh, hi, sweetie. Serial killer, all those paintings showed where he hid the bodies. Despite the MS going on tonight, my husband's been in a very odd Robin Williams type mood tonight. He started singing the Hallelujah chorus and involved just all sorts of weird stuff, and he's just been super duper silly. So anybody, Tezcatlipoca is my husband. And the silliness continues. And I love it. Just too awesome. It's something when you're able to marry somebody that you're so compatible with, and we've known each other for such a long time, and he's the love of my life. And you know, I feel very, very lucky to be able to have had that chance, you know. We've been through a lot together over the years. Careful. Okay, now I gotta go back and fill in that black on the eyes a little bit because I got a little too much white there. Okay. This is gonna look beautiful with the glaze on it. This is where we're sitting. If Bullride watches this later, I don't think he's going to be expecting a turtle, but I think it's just cute. I'm going to have to needle felt some more sea turtles for the craft shows, with the little hearts on their bellies. Those I'm able to sell for pretty cheap, and they're just cute. Welcome aboard, Vanishing Point. Well, thank you, Vanishing Point. I think I'm pretty close here. I'll be ready to glaze this, and of course I might just glaze certain parts of it so that the sand texture of the sandstone still keeps that texture to it. I think that would be really, really neat. But I'm just going to quickly sign the back of this one. which is always the tricky part. I think I overwet the paint. Whoops. Yeah, I did. Oh well, bugger me. At least I didn't do that on the front. Sorry, I'm a little close to the camera right now, but all I'm doing is just putting my name down anyway. That way I can let this one dry. I'll have to glaze the bottom to preserve it. Of course, I have different glazes too, so if I use a matte glaze on the surface and then shiny only on the wet part looking parts, you know, the water, I think that'll work just fine. And they're compatible glazes, and that'll help preserve the paint. Today's, what, the 19th, I think? I don't care. What day is it? What day of the month is it? 19th. Oh, wow. That's good. Okay, so just signed on the back. I know it's backwards. That's my black feather with a split down the center of the shaft, which has been my artist's signature for a very large number of years. So what we have, I'm going to try not to touch the back. There's our little guy. Kind of moving along the water. I have no idea which way he's going. I still think he's waiting for somebody. So I'm happy with this. I love this rock. It turned out just the way I wanted it. And what time have we got? Oh, we've been going for an hour and a half. That's pretty good. I like him. I think he's awesome. So now what do I want to look at here? I think the Buddha one I'm going to do off camera because I have to figure out exactly where I'm going to go with that. We'll move little guy right here for now. I love it. The rock definitely helps with getting it looking more 3D. Because it's got just this, the rock has this beautiful curve over the top of it. Sorry, getting a drink. Anybody listening, this is myself and violinist Taras Umrish together. I think it's like 2009. And I used to play 12-string guitar, so that's me doing rhythm on the 12. Now this one's got a lot of texture too. I sing a lot. And we did feel like we were recording in a barn for this one. It was this apartment complex I was in had a small room that we rented for the evening, and we set up the recording equipment. And then after this song, we were gonna do Leaving on a Jet Plane too, but the recording equipment failed after that song was done. Like, seriously, it was one of those nights. That's really the only good recording I've got. And I was just disappointed, but Taras and he was my son's first violin instructor, and we, we practiced and did several concerts together and stuff, and with all of his violin students, and it was just a lot of fun. And we performed at my dialysis clinic, but during the day shift, and, did a concert for all the patients that were having their treatments that day, and it was a blast. And my son still plays the violin. Try to be the master of them. I do some writing too, but I think I always wanted to be an artist my whole life, and it was something that my parents thought was kind of a waste of time, but it's like now I'm using this to live on, which I was always told that, artists don't live unless you die, then you make money off of your work. But this was really what I wanted to do, is just make things, because I have all these things in my head, and they got to come out somehow. Yeah, I can't navigate down a street. Hi, Martha. Blessed Yule to you, too. No, the story behind navigating down the street. We had one town that I was in, that I was stopping to get some horse feed, and so the town was one street, and I got lost. I'm not kidding. This is very embarrassing. So yeah, I seriously can do that, and I have done that. Oh, maybe I'll do the Buddha painting. I don't know. I gotta see where I want to go here. I guess this is for somebody, and to give as a birthday present, and they're happy with either the laughing Buddha or with the peaceful sitting Buddha. And I don't know, I don't think I'm ready to do a laughing Buddha yet. That's gonna take me some practice. Oops, wrong direction. Maybe. Here we go. So it's like, well, do I do the peaceful Buddha? Probably. I might have an easier time with that one, until I can practice the laughing Buddha a bit more. I've actually never ever done a Buddha before. I'm just gonna start this out with a white. Well, white might stand out too much. If I do more of the blue, I can probably cover that up a little easier if I screw up. Going to see where I can take this. Got my crappy towel in my lap. I draw a lot, Martha. There's several things on this channel, and this is the piece I just finished during this live stream, and that was all freehand. So I do an awful lot of drawing and painting, and I do needle felting. And you know, I've sculpted in bronze, and I've done wood carving, but my hands, I have trouble with wood carving now. So I have to use a Dremel for most of it. But I just do a lot of things, and it's more of whatever just happens to show up in my head suddenly has to come down on paper or something. So let's see if I can pull this off. People are not my best forte here. I can do babies really well. I can paint babies, but adults, not always the case. But the plus side is most of the time you see Buddha as a statue image. And some of the features are pretty exaggerated anyway, so let's see if I can do this. The outline. I don't know what I'm going to do for the sides of this canvas yet. If I turn around and do rocks or something, glue something on the outside or just paint it, not sure. Sorry, concentrating. I hate noses. I hate noses so much. Mouths are hard. Faces are hard. I'm sounding like Fiona. Okay, so ears are actually starting above the eyebrow line. I like Buddhas too. I have a bunch of clay amulets from Tibet that I do make jewelry out of, but they're beautiful to me. Very, very beautiful. And I kind of have an affinity towards Buddha myself, just from experiences. Trick is going to be, and I don't know how much progress. Just a second. Yeah. Let's see here. Let me give you a link to my Facebook, and you can always message me there. And I don't mind. I've been doc dropped so far doing it myself because I'm an artist, so it's like I have my real name on some of my live streams, so I'll get you the link to my Facebook page here. And then just message me on there. And I do dragons, I do all sorts of stuff. Alright, back to that one. I'm looking at an actual statue and trying to recreate it in paint. Sweetie, be careful! Just gonna do the circles now for just base work on this. Sweetie, you alright? Just a second, you guys. Ow. Okay. Yeah, but you're heading to where you were the other night. You take something, sweetie. Don't torture yourself. Sorry about that, you guys. I'm back. MS pain is getting a little bit too much tonight, so trying to convince him not to be overly stubborn. He's as stubborn as I am, so. And I got you on my Facebook, Martha. Hi, Paranor. How are you, dear? And for anybody who's watching this stream or watches it later, let me get David's GoFundMe back up in the live chat here. It's also in the video description. Bullride has been having issues with trying to keep a roof over his head just because life. And so trying to just get, you know, more awareness to his GoFundMe and get him some help. He helped me out during mine, and just trying to return the favor. Well, my situation hasn't improved too much yet because I'm just trying to see what happens with work. It's a matter of helping somebody else out when they need it, you know. So right now all I'm doing is just getting the base stuff for this done. So this one is going to be more domed upward. Yeah, and then there's the point on the top. I'm just laying down the base work, so it's gonna look a little weird for a while. That'll at least allow me to get started. Now let's see, what else, where do I want to go with this? I'm doing two tonight. I kind of took a little breather again from doing the castle on your server because I logged in, I think yesterday or the day before, and I'm looking at it and I'm going around and around and around, and it's like, where am I going with this thing? So I just had to take a little bit of a breather from it and was working on my castle on Dragon Coast instead. Had to grid out an entire room because I'm going to try to create a mirrored floor. I could tell I needed this wider out. Okay. Yeah, I think I might know what I'm gonna have happening there too. All right, back to that one. I'm going to put beads here. So I at least have a base painting of Buddha, which is going to take quite a bit of work redoing, but the drawing itself is coming out pretty decent. I just don't know where... I'm going to save that image actually. Not exactly sure what style or what colors I'm going to go with this on yet. Not really sure. I think even having the dotted mandala around it would be really, really cool. Huh. Still doing base stuff here. This might not get much past a base design tonight. We'll see. Let's actually do that in a different color so I can see it. let's see. Kind of did that wrong, but that's why I'm doing this in just a basic color in the first place, is to see what kind of layout I want to do. Because of the one book I got hired to illustrate, and she didn't publish it. She's making changes to it. But I did like lotus design on every single page. Well, that's going to take a lot more precision than I'm putting here right now, but at least it's given me the idea. So there will be the lotus flower there, which does not look like a lotus flower right now. So I think I might know where I'm going on the sides of this thing. That's pretty. I'm doing it again. I'm just looking at different images right now and see where I catch inspiration from. Okay, maybe I'm not as off as I thought I was. I have no clue what this song is. I'm just making up stuff as I go along, listening to it. Oh boy. Oh, good. Oh yeah, and Martha, I'll be more than willing to help with the D&D art. Well, I'm glad it did. It looks like my YouTube is picking up quite a bit too, so. Oh, that brush is getting a little coated with paint. At least try to lay out my designs for the sides. Oh yeah, it's finally coming together. And I'm enjoying it, so, you know, it's a thing. Huh. Well, that'd be kind of... What if I did that? Try to do the lotus leaves. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how I can make this happen. Yeah, that's what I'm planning. I want that peaceful feeling to it, and I think the more detailed lotuses are going to be on the sides of the canvas is what I'm starting to see in my head. So, but I want the Buddha to definitely be the main focus, and that's why I've got, you know, that flower is not going to be very big. So, and like I said, this is just laying the groundwork in tonight. That's giving me an idea of where I'm placing things, and go from there. And I think I'm gonna try to do the lotuses floating on lilies along the sides of the canvas all the way through. I think that'd be kind of cool. Right now it looks like I'm trying to scribble like a volcano explosion or something on a turd pile, but you know. Not really. It'll work its way through. But I just want to make sure I have the proper layout. Because with this tonight, I have no clue on colors. I have no idea. And this isn't a very expensive painting for the person. They can only afford so much. But I just wanted to do something really nice and really pretty. So if I do like maybe a lotus on the off sides, I'd like to leave the top here kind of open so that I can figure out what I'm doing. I might do regular leaves coming down. Oops, and stick my finger in the paint. Yeah, that's always good. So do another lotus on this side. So do the lotus and the leaves here. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna do that all the way across. I was thinking maybe not, but top of Buddha's head, I don't know. But this will give me a good layout. This song almost makes me feel like I'm back in Colonial Williamsburg going down the street. That was fun. So yeah, I think this is where I'm gonna go with this piece. So, yeah. I actually need to get food in my system. I've been at this for a couple hours, it looks like. Yeah. Oh wow, we did 2 hours today. So Paranor, this was the piece I did earlier. He's just cute. And it's on a piece of sandstone, so I left the sandstone showing. And I love it. I totally love it. I'm going to be having to go back to Lake Superior and find more pieces of sandstone like that. But yeah. Oh, it's a beautiful texture. I just absolutely love it. But anyway, I think I'm going to call this for tonight because I am getting tired. I need to eat. And I have other stuff to do yet tonight. Because Friday's the day everybody's coming down. I gotta have this room ready to go. Well, thank you, Vela Trail. Thank you, Paranor. Thank you, Blue. Thank you, Martha. Thank you, Weaving Illustrator. Thank you, Hubby. And Gina. I sound like Romper, Stomper, Bomper, Boot. Vanishing Point. And Danny Lewis and Mandy, who is probably back working again right now. But yeah, thank you guys, everybody, for coming by tonight. And remember to share this around, or if you can, the link to the GoFundMe, I'll put it back up here. For Booleanator and David Fulton, he needs some help. Share that around with anybody you know. And I'll see you all guys later. Have a great night. Blessed be everyone. And how do I stop this crazy thing? Really, seriously.